So good. Good to love. But yesterday I was sick as a dog. And then this how I know that I really care about the man because I allowed him to take care of me. I don't let him take
I
care of
know.
me.
So you felt safe with him.
Yeah.
Like you. Okay, y'all. So we live on two streams, but not the main one.
Okay.
So don't start yet. Don't start yet, y'all. This is like behind the scenes. Why are we doing that? Why are you doing that about the fabric? I said, what is that?
Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Hello, beautiful people. And we are almost live. We live.
Hey, y'all.
Hello.
Peace and welcome to Sunday Sitting with Sisters. Happy
I may not need the mic.
Cinco de Mayo. Blessed Ramadan. Happy Sunday. And what's happening? This is my sister, Dr. Strong.
Good morning.
And I got my sister, Dr. Earth Mama Healing.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you the mic if you gotta like talking to like, is it on? No, it ain't on.
Oh, see how crazy I am, y'all. Mental health issues. Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning, y'all. Happy Cinco de Mayo, blessed Ramadan, and what's up and what's happening? We got the church going next door, so I hope y'all can hear me. But we got my sister here, Dr. Camelia Strong from Rising Star, and then we got Dr. Earth Mama Healing, also known as Mama Ro. How y'all doing?
Hey. We gotta talk. I'll call you later. Sorry.
How are you guys doing, y'all? Happy Sunday.
How you feeling? How you loving?
Ooh, how you loving? That's a great.
I picked that one up off a sister friend of mine who goes live, and that's I was like, yes, I love that.
How you loving?
Break that down. How you living? How you loving? Like it encompasses all of it. So you checking in. Like how's life going? Yeah. And then how's your love life going?
Right. That is beautiful. What about that self-love too?
Yes,
you say how you love it. Yeah,
love life.
That's part of your love life.
Like that's the main chapter.
That's the main chapter.
Because if I can't love me,
why that's the table of contents. That's the headings. That's the forward.
Yes.
That's the premise. That's the preface. All things literacy.
Well, first of all, congratulations, Dana! Complete her first pop-up. Congratulations, the pop-up. She's in this book right here.
Oh, yes.
Thank you, and thank you, you guys. Let me just for a moment just say thank you, everyone that came out and supported the All Things Literacy pop-up. Thank you. I'm happy to announce that we will be there through Mother's Day, so you could come and pick up your gems. I'm happy to announce that I will be featuring my sister, friend, Dr. Camelia Strong, in her books. And I will also be featuring my sister Queen's jewelry. So come on out because you can pick up some nice little gems for the Queen Mother in your life. Yes. Thank you so much for all of the support. I can't wait to tell you where my permanent location is going to be. I'm looking for the perfect location, but you guys showed me so much love.
That's because we love you, though.
Oh,
we love you.
Thank you so much.
You make it easy to love.
You certainly do that.
Thank you.
You really do.
Thank you so much. Well, everybody has had such an exciting week, but I want to hear about Grandma Hands.
Yes.
All righty. So hold on. That's we come right back to Grandma.
Okay.
Before we get this, I'm gonna post something up about that.
Okay.
Tell us about this book and how did you get featured in this book? This is the book right here, fam.
Okay.
Tell us about that book.
So this book is called Daddy Issues, and just let me give you back the history of it. So I know, hopefully, if you're local to Sacramento, you guys know who Pastor Les Simmons is, and you definitely know who Barry Axius is. They have an organization, Don't Shoot My Future Down. And so something traumatic had happened. And so they hosted an event in collaboration with She Could Be My Daughter, which is also a subsidiary of Voice of the Youth. And it's near and dear to my heart. So Dina, who is the director, I assist because I share her passion. So Genoa was there, and she had her cameraman there. She's the editor of Sacramento Observer, and they witnessed such transformation that was happening right there on scene. We had Kwabena, who is, they call him Kwa. He is a motivational speaker, amongst other things, spoken word artist and stuff like that. In Chicago, they had brought him out to do some healing work, and he had been doing healing work for the whole week. Anyway, Genoa had an idea. She said, because a lot of issues came up, and some of the issues were daddy issues. It was just some of them, but it was something that resonated with Genoa. So she had said, you know what? I think I want to do an anthology, which is a collection of short stories about what adult African-American women who have had daddy issues and how it played out in their adult life. And I was like, that's perfect. So what we also did was I had a writer's workshop right in the middle, in the heart of the African marketplace. And we literally wrote about it. So, and we also talked about her campaign, and people were able to submit their short stories. Well, 3 people I know got selected, and I happen to be one of them, which was such a blessing. It was such a blessing, you guys, because I love all things literacy. I love to read, and I love to write. I love to listen to lectures, and I love to have discussions. I love it. I love it. I love it. And so, to be selected for this was such a great thing. And so now the book is out. It is available at All Things Literacy, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm close to sold out. But you can get it on Amazon, and I will have it before Mother's Day weekend. I will have copies. So if you want to pick up a copy, you definitely will be able to. I'm located at 2251 Florin Road, Suite 115. Across from Nubian Family Beauty Supply, the home of the African Marketplace, and down from Sojourner Truth Museum. So stop by and come check out the bookstore. We have lots of different books. We have classic titles. We have some new titles. Another book that we're featuring is by Mariana Sousa. She's local here to Sacramento, and that book is called, that book is called Own Your Shit. And
nice.
And she combined it, sis. What she did, she combined it, a book and a workbook. So you can really get your work on. And I think that would be an excellent Mother's Day gift. You know, a lot of times as mothers, especially as we get older, we learn some lessons, and we learn some lessons about ourselves. It's not just all about, teaching our children. As we're mothering, we're learning.
Yes.
And so, give your mom a self-help book. Come check it out. All Things Literacy, Books and More. I'll be open today from 3 p.m. and then I open again on Thursday morning at 11 a.m. and I will be there through Mother's Day. So, what time is it today? 11 a.m. Okay. So 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'll be open. Also, too, if you have some authors or some book titles that you think that I should carry, can you please drop it in the comments, family? Drop it in the comments, because one of the things, I don't want to carry books that people are not reading or that they don't have substance. I really want to focus on self-help. Really, nice. I really do. I really want to focus on social justice as well. And I really want to make sure I have and create a space for youth development and health equities. I really want to focus on mental health. And me and my sis, we were just both of these are mental health professionals that I'm sitting next to. And we were talking about the difference between the levels of mental health. Because, some people function on a level and they feel like they suffer from mental health, but there are some of us who cannot function. And so there's a difference, and we don't want to make light of that.
Shout out Peach Dana, Sister Candace, Deborah, Plachette, Sister Plachette, who runs an awesome network.
Sac Cultural Hub.
Right on. I always love when people get information out.
Yes.
So we had some awesome things happen this week. I know y'all see me getting up, but y'all know me. I'm up trying to make the camera go right. So, yesterday I had the opportunity for the second year in a row to go to Oakland for the annual Grandma Hand celebration that they do in the Bay Area. I do it every year. We did our 9th year back in March, and back in April. We used April this year. So they do theirs every May. And if you know anything, this organization is called YAYWISE, Young Empowered Women, YAYWISE, Empowering Self. Sister Satu, who's amazing, and they honored 15 grandmothers yesterday, and one of them was 102, and so 5 generations was in the house. So that's the picture that you see on top of your screen above me, and I'll make it big so you can see it as well. So you can see that is an amazing work. Those were the young sisters who are in the YAYWISE Rites of Passage in Oakland. They put on the event. So even though they're duplicating the event for Sacramento, they are in charge of the food, the entertainment, reading the women's bios, bigging them up. It's so beautiful. And I feel like in our community, we got to focus more on that. Because the truth be told, if it was not for elders in our community, we would not be, period. I ain't talking about, some of y'all may know trifling old folks, but I know a lot of elders. And so elders and old folks to me aren't the same thing. I'm sorry. Just learning. So it was just so beautiful. They honored these women who just put it on the line. One woman in there started off, and her daughter got up and basically read her stuff and what, but they said that she was at the Mism Bakery for a while. She was here, she was there, and I was like, wow, like all of the stages that this woman has gone through, but how it's impacted her family, and she's a principal of a school, and so it was just incredible. So that was Grandma Hands yesterday in Oakland. I was so honored to just be in there to basically give a small introduction on Grandma Hands, but to sit and watch that, I was so proud. I was so proud, because that's what it's really all about. So I hope you would duplicate Grandma Hands in your city. Y'all, that's where the power lies. It's part of where the power lies. You got to bring up people who got it in. Like, for instance, this month is Malcolm X's birthday. Do we talk about him right? Do we talk about him enough? So I want to put the word out that we want to do a panel discussion here about how you first discovered Malcolm X and how his life and living an example has impacted you, man, woman, or child. But I think it would be great to have these conversations. One elder said to me yesterday, who I was very impressed with, it's funny how people be impressed with you, but you really impressed with them. And she was saying, in our community, we got to start marking the occasions where things happen and never forget them. Kind of sounded like something that you hear Jews say. So she was reminding me about Move, which I'm from Philadelphia. We should be talking about that every year when that comes up. We should be talking about that Move on. Anything, Black Wall Street. Like Juneteenth is coming up. What are you doing in your city for Juneteenth? There's another event that's happening in Oakland where they're going to do some kind of praying or something for that event, because they said also when people got free, they did jubilate and all that, but some of them stopped and prayed. And I don't know about you, but when I make it through something great, I always stop and pray. I don't care if I'm sitting in my car. I don't care where I'm at. If I'm like, hey, y'all, excuse me. It's kind of like when you eating food and you like, excuse me for a minute, let me pray with my food. We got to do that. So that's a part of that, y'all. So yesterday was fantastic. But I'm going to tell you something. Peace, Olivia. We was on the move as Black women. And then I had the opportunity to go to BWOPA, Black Women Organized for Political Action. Sister April invited me to come. And the beautiful about that, the meeting was about us. I think it was Black women are fed up, mad as hell. We ain't taking them more. I can't remember. Please don't kill me. I can get all right. However, but just to see such brilliant minds of Black women in Sacramento. So, and basically putting together some plans, but also downloading, because what Sister April shared with me that she learned from her elder, here we go, our ancestor now, that even in your anger, that's information. Even in your anger, that's information. So I know, and it's not to hurt anybody's feelings, but it's something about we take dignity to a whole other level, and then dignity ends up choking the shit out of us. But when you're angry, it's information. It's like your body trying to give you some information so you can, or your mind, like, hey, it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be like, I'm mad as hell. It does no good sometimes. Like, I'm upset, but I'm going to deal with dignity. No, that's what gives you hypertension and diabetes and heart attack and stress. And depression. You know what I mean? So we talk about lots. So I want to give a big up to that crew, because it was beautiful. Like, the sisters was in the house. And I feel like we have so many awesome things going on in our own communities. That's
Black Girl Magic.
So I'm really looking forward to see to building on them, I would love to have Bawapa come on, make some announcements. We gotta do more big ups in terms
Do we
of.
know when our next event is?
I don't know when the next one is, but
Okay, I
I'll
want
get it.
to try to be
And
there.
I want y'all to help me bring some sisters in to
Yes.
this meeting because I feel like this.
Yes.
I'm
Bring
one
some
of those
to the
people.
table.
I would say this though. Let me tell you who supported the meeting. I mean, that we may know of as well.
Okay.
Also, who was in that meeting was Sacramento Sister Circle. Went to that meeting.
Well, we know they in the
Black
house.
Women United, who do the
Yes.
Black Women's March, was in the meeting. VAPAC was in the meeting. You know, just I'm just doing some Black women organizations. But I just feel like, which is a great start. But y'all,
Alika Bernard.
Alika Bernard was in there.
Okay.
And so the beauty of something like that.
Dr. Janisha Logo.
Yeah, they all was in there yesterday.
Peace,
And so Black women, this is a call to action in Sacramento at least, y'all.
It's our
This next
time.
one, we gotta get in there.
I
They
feel
was
like
talking
I'm
about-
hollering.
We gotta get in there. So
This is our time.
this is right on. This is
our
our time.
Yeah.
So we gotta get in there, y'all. We gotta get in there.
Yeah.
We just don't have the right to just sit on the side. We gotta get in there.
Yeah.
So I felt so honored and so blessed to be at that event.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I want to say, because I kind of went backwards in order, but it's all good. The other place I was able to witness is the youngsters asked the sister to pour some libation at their March for Our Lives too. On
that was the
Thursday.
march
That was the march. That was the march.
Okay.
Well, they
Big
did.
ups to Brother Joshua.
And brother
And
Khalil,
brother
and
Khalil
the other
and brother
sisters.
Barry
There was a whole bunch
and
of sisters
Sister
involved.
Rose
Yeah,
and everybody involved.
right on.
Thank you.
So there was a lot of sisters organizing with them. We talked about this. Those brothers came to one of my classes and talked to a class full of Black women, Black girls, if you will. And I'm gonna tell y'all
Those are
something.
some
We
good
should be
brothers.
so proud of just the young folks, period.
Yeah.
Because what they did say, because of course these two young brothers, it was a class full of sisters. So,
So you know they was like they were kind of like
yeah. It's something about, people love power no matter how it show up. I
No,
hate to say it.
right.
So anyway,
It's intoxicating.
but what the brother did say is that they challenged the young sisters to let them know there are black women with us. You just see the two of us.
Right.
And so, then when I went to the march, and here's the thing, all I did was just support. I think when young people come and ask you to come support them, we should immediately, without question, stand with them.
And not
without question.
Take over.
Not going. That's what I'm saying. Like, no, they just say, hey, they say, Mama Ro, could you bring some biscuits? I'll be bringing biscuits. It ain't no big up for that. Even when we started doing the libations, we did it a little differently because all I did was connect this thing about disrespecting Black life all the way to when we first got here on the slave ship and pour libations for them. And then we connected to all the people who have been killed by police brutality. And they shut down a major bridge. When they come for young people, for us to be on the front line of defense, to stand in the front and be like, before you get to them, you gotta get to me. And they ain't gonna come. Hey, y'all, it ain't over. I don't care if you did watch in the 60s. You gotta be like Mary Jane Pittman when she went up to that damn water fountain. It was like, I may not be able to go in the building, but goddamn, I'm gonna drink out this white water fountain. So I'm just saying, so to me, that was like a real honor. So that's why I feel fired up, because young people make me feel fired up.
Yes.
I was like, yo, I got y'all back and front and side. So that was my last. That was my last 4 or 5 days.
Yes. Well, it's been power impactful. What's going on with you, Dr. Sean?
Yeah, I'm not as loud as hell. Go ahead.
I know. I feel like I'm hollering. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, I am. I'm loud as hell.
Oh no.
Well, we excited about it.
It is.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. What's up, Queen?
You know, I'm just on the mental health tip, dealing with some stuff around that with a really close family member. So that's what I've been doing this week, because sometimes we have a tendency to not want to deal with it, right? And especially when it's close, because you try to make yourself think that you're the one who's going to be able to save or to correct or put the right information out there. But sometimes we have to be able to step back and say, look, okay, this work or this job is for someone else, so that the people that are close to us can get what they need in order so that they can heal. And so that has been my week. And then working on creating some new dynamics, because I've recently come into a space that where really recognizing love, safety.
Girl, you in love. You in love. Girl, you in love.
Love, and being safe. Because yesterday, and this is a testimony for me. I know, sitting with sisters, but just to put this out there. So yesterday, I was sick, and when I say I don't even know why, I don't remember eating anything that was inappropriate, that would have made me nauseous and feel the way that I did. But with my friend Marvin, he
healed you.
Yeah, he stepped in. But the biggest part to that is that I was able to be vulnerable in that moment and allow him to do that. That's something that
would you still a strong black woman?
Yeah.
And allowed him to do it while being strong.
What? Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Okay.
I was like, oh my God. He was like, I got you. And I was like, okay.
Okay, baby.
Right.
Okay.
Okay,
Daddy.
Yes.
No, I'm just playing. Y'all, we live.
Just right. So just really moving in that vein. And I guess I say that because to remind us, especially us as Black women, that in those moments, it does not take away from, being, strong or being able to take care of our family. And we have to be able to step back and allow those who say that they love us to take care of us. Yeah, to love us.
Right on.
Right? Because then that helps them expand. That helps them grow.
Okay.
Right? As well as yourself. So that was a big one for me. I mean, because I'm like, no, I got this. Let's do it. I make sure.
You said you got this.
Girl, the creator was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna show you.
No, I'm gonna show you a little something about vulnerability.
Right. You're gonna have to surrender.
Okay.
Wait a minute now, you do that was like a very All right, y'all. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, though.
Yes.
And speaking of sisters, supporting sisters, I know that Angela Davis and Ayanna Pressley basically did something or standing with their sister that's a Muslim that's in Congress right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't want to mess her name up.
Blessed Ramadan to all of the believers.
What is Ramadan?
Ramadan. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna tell y'all the way I understand it because I'm not an Islamic scholar. No. But Ramadan is a time where, and this one could do it better. Ramadan is a time where Muslims come together, and they don't really come together, but they fast. And they, from sun up to sundown, they fast, and they don't partake in any sex, any food. Some don't drink water, and you definitely don't partake in any bickering. So that's why people who practice Ramadan, if they have any injustices or issues that are plaguing them, they try to resolve them because you don't want to take that into Ramadan. Right. It's a time of prayer and fasting, revelation, and it's just the Muslims' way. But I think that all people practice Ramadan in a certain way. Like we know that some Christians practice the Daniel fast, or just some people in general just abstain, and they have moments in time where they're just believing their Creator for certain things. So that's kind of what it is. What is it for you?
And so the other part is that that's also the time where we concentrate on reading the Quran from front to back in that 30 days. In that 30 days. And so we do what they call iftar at the end of the day, and that's where you can breaking that fast. Yes, and for those of you who have Muslim friends, right? Those of you who have Muslim friends, there are additional blessings when you help them or you provide something for them to break their fast.
Yes.
Right. And so, it's a beautiful time, and reminding those of us who are fasting, one of the things that is taught too is that this is the time that the shaitan is locked up. So
what's the shaitan?
That's the devil.
Okay, I understand. I don't know, but people.
No, we know you know.
You know what? And I'm so glad she is always here to remind.
I know. I love bro when she do that. She be like, "What's this?"
Shaitan, that's my nephew's name.
But it's not. Let's girl, no. Let's clarify. it's not like a satanic, like somebody running around, not like that.
There
We
are
just-
no. Hell, 45 still in the White House, so I'm just saying.
Right, but it's just those powers, those principalities and powers that we have to fight against, and basically you tell yourself that that's bound, because it's like no whole bars. This is a time where you ascend. Really, we should be in Ramadan all the time,
right? But
Because-
the good thing is with that though, this is also a check on you. Okay, this is a check on you, because if the shaitan, if the shaitan, the devil, Satan, if he, she, whatever it is, however you want to visualize it, is locked up, right? So all of that stuff that's coming out when you showing your chang to people, okay, right? That's on you. So you can't, you know what I mean? So this is also a month to really check ourselves, check our spirit, check our yeah. Do that work.
He said
Spirit.
No. I'm a whooper. No, we gotta keep that check.
No,
Yeah.
but that's real talk, though.
So yeah, so
Anybody
blessed Ramadan. Also make sure
Ramadan
that you
Mubarak.
Ramadan
What
Mubarak.
does that mean?
Now, I don't know what it means. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, but I know you're supposed to say it. So what you do is you say Ramadan Mubarak, and your response is Ramadan Kareem. So it's kind of like acknowledging Ramadan, right? But it's kind of like and wishing you peace.
Right. But
No, you do it.
in some instances, some people say Ramadan Kareem, right?
Oh, you're not supposed to say it.
Well,
back all the time?
it's all in how you do it. Ramadan Mubarak is really the highest. So you're really saying it back and forth. I am not really clear on how some people came into saying Ramadan Kareem. Right.
Oh.
But you say Ramadan Mubarak, that means blessed fasting, happy fasting. So that's like the short. There are some people who are like super knowledgeable about the Arabic language, right? Who will come and be able to give you like little more pieces and stretch.
Okay.
Because all of it can mean different things, but we know Ramadan is the month of fasting, and Mubarak is saying blessed and happy.
So y'all probably wondering
So it's
why.
like a greeting.
Yeah, y'all probably wondering out there why are you talking about Islam, whatever? Because Black folks, we exist in everything you can think of.
Oh,
If it was Happy Yoga Day, we would have somebody Black in here doing yoga, talking about what hot yoga,
Right.
steam yoga, whatever. So I think wherever Black people are, we should try to gain more knowledge, understanding what is they practice, what they believe. We do that for every other culture.
Right.
Do it for Black people who look like you. Like, I have a lot of Black friends that are Muslim. I have close sisters that are Muslim,
Right.
that I really love and adore. So it's good to know that. I try to always, if I see that somebody's from a culture that I know, I try to learn how to say hello and
Right.
and where you're
Yes.
from. I need
Yeah.
some drink.
Yeah.
Right. What's the way you supposed to say Happy Cinco de Mayo? How that go? We got Black.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, y'all. Unless we're gonna say it in Spanish, but is it Happy Liberation Day? I don't know. I'm just being
Right.
silly.
Yeah.
I'm being so silly right now.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
just.
Yeah, I'm just being silly. However, while we're on the topic of Islam,
Okay.
our dear sister, I'm going to put her stuff up there, who Angela Davis, along with the dear sister Diana Presley, I guess they did a march or something for her. You know what? I don't know what you were trying to do earlier. What do y'all think about that? Here's Muslim sisters in the news. I mean, it takes a lot to stand up against Shaitan for real.
Right.
Okay.
Not
And,
the Shaitan.
and hers is showing up in a physical form.
That's why I'm
Okay,
like,
I'm
for
just
real,
saying.
not for Black.
Physical
Yeah.
form.
So what you think about
So
that?
they don't care.
So what did they? What exactly did they do?
Hold on, let me put it.
Okay,
So I
thank you.
think they marched, watching led Black women's rally in support of
Right.
their sister. Sorry.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, they led a rally in support of that. What do y'all think about that?
I think-
Because I know Dr.
think
Strong,
it's
you a Muslim,
Yes.
right? Okay, I'm
Yes.
cool with that.
I
Dan?
am.
So can I? Let me. Can
Okay.
I? Oh,
Yes.
you want me to
No,
read?
no, here.
Oh, okay.
Bam.
Go
Let me
ahead.
read.
Now.
Okay, bam, huh? Okay. So activist icon Angela Davis and Massachusetts Representative Ayanna Presley spearheaded a rally Tuesday in Washington, D.C. of Black women in support of besieged Representative Ilhan Omar. Davis and Barbara Ransby, a professor at the University of Illinois at Chicago and an advisor to the movement for Black Lives, planned the event according to The Hill, which they called Black Women in Defense of Ilhan Omar, who is one of only 2 Muslim women in Congress. The fact that there are even 2 Muslim women in Congress is huge.
Right.
The rally was planned in response to the recent ratcheting up of political attacks on Omar by Donald Trump and conservatives after video surfaced at her speaking of the Islamophobia that surfaced after 9/11. Trump and other critics accused her of minimizing the deadly impact of 9/11,
Are you kidding me?
which some say, no, I'm not going to say that part, with Trump releasing video on Twitter that wove her words among images from the terrorist attacks.
Wow.
See, now
That's wrong because
Yeah.
you know no Muslim, nobody period that has blood running through their veins is saying or trying to denote people losing their lives.
right.
I'm gonna disagree with that.
Ooh, break it down.
Only thing I'm gonna disagree with. No, not that they defended her. No, but there are some people wishing death to other people. Like,
Well,
just
yeah,
be
that's
honest.
true. Okay.
Let's be
I got
honest.
that.
There are
That's the
people. Don't be
that's-
shocked.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Okay.
have people who want to kill America because America is going all over the world killing them. So
Right.
that's everybody.
Okay.
Everybody don't do righteous black people stuff.
Okay.
Some of us be like, look, you come for me,
An eye
I'm coming
for
for
an
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
some of us believe
And
in that.
they're training
So
their
that's what I'm saying.
children.
But
Yeah.
I'm glad that they defended the system, yes. But there are people who wish harm to us because we probably did some stuff to them.
Right.
And I think that's the
Right.
thing about
Everywhere
being
we
honest.
went,
Yeah. So, but I
Yeah.
don't think you have a right to put the sister in it. I mean, it's a sad day when you got a white man gonna blame black women for shit, and we've been the one holding your asses up. But that's
Right. But that's all the time.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
get me started.
Okay, and we don't have coffee up here
Yeah,
either,
we
y'all.
don't.
It's
No,
just water.
today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I want a water. I want a water thing. But then to celebrate in another big way, there's a sister that's a model. This one
Oh
right up here.
yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
So how y'all what y'all think about
And
that?
she is beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I like the idea that as
Look
a,
at
a
that
Muslim woman,
Muslim.
yes, as a Muslim woman,
Right on.
she is able to celebrate how she shows up at the beach and being comfortable in knowing that no matter what you have to say, I can still be beautiful and I can enjoy this experience of this creation that Allah has put forth for me.
Right.
The
Okay,
beach,
who was
the
Allah?
water. She got me again. Ah.
What if a kid,
Allah-
you can do that in school with your teacher? I think our kids will learn more. Instead of sitting there
You
faking
know
the fuck and be like,
what?
I guess I know what the hell she just said. But it's like, oh, what is Allah? Because some people don't know what Allah
Now
is.
that's deep, Rolanda.
Yeah, I think
Because the
that's
kids are not, you're taught not to question,
sure not.
even if you're not clear.
Right on.
And then let's face it, some of our children are distracted in class, so they missing some of it. Anyway.
But it would be so great if you could
Right.
say, okay, write down anything I said or whatever, and then I'll answer so you have it defined. Because imagine if you're reading and comprehension is hard, but you read a sentence, you don't understand it because you really don't understand half words.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
So
Right. Go ahead,
Allah
sis.
is Arabic for God. For those who are kind of confused,
It's
God
not
is
a
God.
different God.
It's not a different God. It's just a different language.
Like Yahweh is a Hebrew
Word
word
for God. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's
Or
the-
Jah.
Or Elohim.
Right.
Yes.
Or Jehovah.
Yes.
Stop it now.
You better stop.
Okay.
Y'all didn't know.
So
this.
I get that. So we're celebrating the sister that can wear those beautiful clothes. I mean, she looks
Yes.
absolutely
She
beautiful.
looks
Yeah.
beautiful and divine.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know, Brother
And
Minister
covered.
said,
Go ahead.
and covered, a covered girl. Brother
Oh,
Minister
a
said,
covered girl.
a covered girl. Brother
Yeah.
Minister said men like what they can't see.
Right.
Some men.
Some men.
Okay. All right. Some men. Look at you. You here.
Some men like, I want to see them titties. But some of you know what I mean? So he's
Yeah.
still a man. I can't,
Right.
But then some men be like, I don't want everybody to see it.
Right. Yeah. They
I
want
just gotta
to
keep the humor in it. Y'all know I'm
They
crazy.
want to say, but they don't want everybody else to say. You know.
Hey, thank you,
No.
Sister Ebony.
Okay.
But no, I think that's beautiful, though. And she looks absolutely stunning.
Yes.
She looks
beautiful.
so
Her colors, it
beautiful.
just look like her. She look like
She's
herself.
popping the nose. She's
Okay.
popping.
Yes, I love it. So shout out to the model, Halima, And we do have comments. Good morning, Queen Olivia. Queen Olivia was down with David Banner last night in Oakland. We can't wait to hear about that.
Right on.
We also got
Yes.
Roberta Cruz. Good morning, beautiful.
Good morning, good
to
morning.
you. She says it's always a treat to tune in and watch that lovely energy address come through the screen. All the joy, all the laughter. You are all the best. Much love to you.
Much
love to you, Queen.
Thank
Thank
you.
Peace, Queen Sonia. Sonia says submission is powerful on all levels.
Ashe.
Okay. Ebony London says, good morning, watching while handling Sunday morning business. Thank
Yes,
you.
right on,
Thank
sis.
you.
Right on.
Please, Queen Ebony is an artist here in Sacramento. Y'all
Yes.
check out her art studio. She does coffee and paint on Saturday
Right. I'm still
mornings.
waiting for my other earrings because the ones that I have, I can't wear around Dana Ebony because she keeps trying to take them away from me. And so make me the other pair that I can be
Right
safe.
on.
That way when she robs me, I'm okay.
Yes.
Right on. So y'all, we got a lot of stuff happening with Black women. You got some other comments on there real quick before I get to the
I
next?
don't
that's
see
it.
them
Yeah.
here.
Okay, so the other thing, I'm gonna pop something up real quick. Let's go to the first Black woman who basically owns a Lexus dealership.
What?
Right? You know that? Right?
The first
That's
Black woman.
powerful.
Okay.
Owns a
You know
Lexus.
what? It is our time, huh?
Yeah.
So, do you think there was, while we pull this up, do you think there was a shift in the atmosphere, or do you think that we just realized that we can do all things for real?
Through crisis.
Well, we created that shit through recognizing.
We
She
created
just,
that.
you know what? I think it's always been there. Now we just hearing about it more.
Oh,
It depends on what's in
the
your
power
frequency.
of media. You
Yeah, what's in your
right.
frequency?
Yeah,
Because I know
sure.
Black women always been the baddest thing smoking. Are you serious? But
Yeah.
I think we start to toot our own horn more, and normally we don't get a chance to do that.
Do that. Right.
We really don't.
Yeah, and feel okay about it.
I feel
Right,
okay about
right.
it. That's so true.
Because it's kind of like, oh well, if we pick up the Black women, then men are gonna be like, what about us? I think that now, I think everybody is just celebrating themselves, and I love to see people celebrate themselves. I love when men celebrate their accomplishments too, and we're all in this together. So a win for us is a win for them. Women are a dominant force when it comes to purchasing automobiles.
That's real.
85% of auto purchases are made by women, according to several sources like Auto Trends. Yet less than 8% of all car dealerships across the nation are owned by women, and only about 1% are owned by women of color.
Wow.
Shout out to this queen. I'm trying to figure out where's the dealership. Where is the dealership?
All right, hey, look, y'all. See, I feel like
We could
we
just
should be talking
at
about this.
Huntsville, Alabama.
Right on,
That's
sis.
what
All
she
right,
Right
Huntsville.
on. Right
Yes.
on.
Okay, good.
Right on.
Yes.
So y'all, we making it happen. Big up, sis. We gotta really celebrate our wins for real.
Yes.
Because I feel like when she owned the dealership, I own the dealership. Because it's
Right.
a reflection. I don't personally
Yes,
get
absolutely.
residuals, but I'm just saying there's something about when you do good, we win.
Yes.
When you achieve, we win.
Yes.
I really believe that, straight up. I
All right.
really
All right,
believe
Oprah
that.
Winfrey, you making me think
Really?
about Oprah. Let
Yeah.
me tell you why. Can I tell y'all why
Yeah,
right quick?
Absolutely.
Because I know Oprah gets, let me tell you, when somebody asks Oprah Winfrey, what have you done for Black people? And Oprah Winfrey said, I'm Oprah freaking Winfrey. And when she said that, she meant like, I'm doing it, you can do it too. Yeah, so
especially
yes.
when you check in with her story.
I
The thing is,
know.
quit acting like people got personally send you a goddamn check. If a Black person is doing well, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. When I see Black couples and Black children and
It
love,
turns me
I
on.
smile. It
This
makes
girl
me
got
feel
me
so
lit up
good.
right here.
Yeah, I love it.
Yes.
I love it.
me
So
too.
I just think sometimes we gotta like quit. Stop drinking that goddamn haterade. Pick that shit up.
Yeah,
Don't
put
drink
that
it no
down.
more.
Don't put
Come
that.
on, let's just pour it out.
Yeah, just
Don't
put it out.
do
How about
that.
that?
That picture
I
around.
And
wonder
go
what
on
it tastes
and go
like.
on a detox and get some love
Right,
juice.
it's Ramadan. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't take
Pass
that
it
into
back.
Ramadan.
All right, y'all. That's real talk. That's real talk. Hey, y'all. So listen, I'm about to go to this next story. This is gonna bring it down a little bit. But I think but we're gonna go back and forth. We got a lot of stuff that happened this week in Black America.
Okay.
So they believe that there is a serial killer that may be preying on Black women in Chicago. Now, y'all,
What they want, our uterus, our organs, what's going on?
All of these. It's like this, yes. But tell us about that story, Dana.
Okay. So the Chicago Police Department, the FBI and FBI are now investigating 51 unsolved murders over the past 2 decades to determine whether they are the work of one or more serial killers. The murders shared a number of characteristics. They're all strangulations. They took place on Chicago's south and west sides over the last 2 decades. All of the victims were women, and more than 3/4 were African American women. And the list goes on from there. A nonprofit called the Murder Accountability Project used a computer algorithm to identify this particular pattern of murders in Chicago. And CPD, Chicago Police Department, says it's aware of that algorithm. Thomas Argold, a retired investigative journalist, is the group's founder and chairman. Okay, so we need to look that up too. Just big ups to them, but
Yeah.
What y'all think about that, y'all? That's kind of deep.
it just makes me think about how people. I don't know if it's a cliche or a phrase, but that Black women are the most disrespected and unprotected.
Right.
Right on.
Yeah.
And not even just by white people, by people in our own communities. And I know that's a hard thing because usually we like to blame others. It's easy to be mad at white people and other people, but it's hard when it's you. When it's you, it just gets really, the conversation gets harder because then there has to be some accountability to self. And most times we don't like to do accountability. A lot of us don't like to do accountability.
Right.
Not all of us, but a lot of us. And so I didn't hear this on any of the, networks or shows and I'm not, and this is no disrespect to Mr. Farrakhan, but I heard it, I've seen everybody put these posts about him being banned from Facebook or Twitter, but no one tweeted about this. Nobody came and gave their comments. Nobody came and said nothing.
Right.
But banning Minister Farrakhan from a white social media, to me, is like, what y'all expect? These motherfuckers are your enemy.
Right.
You don't see Jews going to Hitler to say, I demand that you see me. He like, I'm frying you. Like, what?
Right.
So all I'm saying is no disrespect to Farrakhan, but we be so distracted with popularity and wanting to appear to other people that we're okay, and we're not fucking okay.
Right.
We're just not okay, y'all. And nobody tweeted about this. I mean, not nobody, but it wasn't the outpour. It wasn't the rage, like, did we hug our daughters tighter? Did we make sure the women in our places were secure? I mean, come on, y'all. It's obvious that there's a lack of value on the Black woman. And just this morning, we talked about how much of the goddamn bomb she really is.
Right.
She's the
You
queen
have
of
an
the
example.
planet Earth. Everything comes through her.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm a bit troubled by that.
Yeah.
I'm troubled by it.
I get that.
I just feel like we gotta, that needs to be a call to action or something, and I don't think it's just Chicago, because we have too many Black girls and women missing for it to just be Chicago. I know that Chicago is the second largest city of Black folks in the United States. In Chicago, first is New York. And so that's why they may get some more attention in terms of seeing that little article. But we know all over the United States, Black girls and women are missing.
Right.
And I don't think they're trapped in nobody's basement in Ohio.
Right.
I'm just gonna be honest, because we'd be like, oh, that's not. Some of these people could be picked up by folks that you know. How well do you really know people?
Right.
And I know that's kind of scary. We don't want to really look at that, because some of us, when we start saying shit like accountability, people get really scared.
Right.
Yeah.
They start feeling some kind of way. So I'm really like that. I think they may discover that that's a trend throughout the United States.
Right.
That Black girls and women, there may be some serial killers every goddamn way.
Right. Especially when, it's what, over 74,000 now that are missing unaccounted for?
And it's probably more than that. That's what we reported. That's what's been reported.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So I know that's kind of hard for folks like, bro, we was on the road. Yeah, but
we
gotta talk about everything.
We gotta talk about the good and
the bad
And the ugly.
Oh,
yeah. Ebony said that she got you, so that means us because we sisters. And then also, Ebony is responding to the fact that we were talking about, what happened. Was there a shift in the in the universe? And she's saying that we are now trusting ourselves with ourselves. That makes
Right on, sis.
That makes sense, Queen.
Yeah.
That makes
Need to
sense.
make that trending.
Right.
Uh,
So yes, ma'am.
So also, the next we're gonna talk about is Bill Jenkins, who tried to halt the Tuskegee syphilis studies, dies in '73. Big ups to the black man,
Big ups to the black man.
because
He's
that's
rich
that's a syphilis experiment that really messed up a lot of people.
That was a beast. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, then you
That's
want to tell us
wild.
about this brother? You get it
Yeah,
up.
I want to tell you.
I just felt like I just wanted to take salute to him. Salute.
Yeah.
You know what? Undertaker, you gotta be a dirty snake to do that. You gotta be a dirty. You gotta.
And to me, that's right up there when you say people don't wish ill on other people. We
I
know that that's a
know.
damn
Yeah,
lie.
that is a damn.
We
lie.
know that that's a as I was saying, that's
Yeah.
a goddamn lie.
Who said that?
My uncle said that's a goddamn lie. You gotta put that on that shit.
Yeah, because just think about it. They gave the men syphilis,
Girl, I don't want to start crying.
right?
No,
Telling
that's
them
it.
that they were helping them with their health care.
But they had bad blood. They had bad blood. Think about it. We talk like that now. You got the sugar and stuff like that. We didn't know.
Right.
That's why
But
people
then
don't be
think
trusting
about how
hospitals.
They transferred that to the black woman.
Woman. Or that some of them couldn't even have children.
All right, Henrietta.
Yeah.
Girl, no.
Some of them couldn't even have children, y'all.
Right.
Come on.
Okay.
Boy, tell us about this thing. I'm sorry. That's a big one.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree. Okay. Bill Jenkins, who tried to halt Tuskegee syphilis study, dies at 73. Okay. Bill Jenkins, in 1997, he denounced the government's unethical Tuskegee syphilis experiment aimed at black men and spent his career working against injustice in healthcare. Bill Jenkins, a government, oh God, I can't pronounce this. Epidemiologist who tried to expose the unethical Tuskegee syphilis study in the 1960s and devoted the rest of his career to fighting racism in healthcare, which we know does exist, died on February 17th in Charleston, South Carolina. He was 73. His wife, Dr. Diane Rowley, said the cause was complications of sarcoidosis. Sorry, y'all. And because I'm messing this word up.
That's what you said.
And inflammatory disease.
I know.
Dr. Jenkins was working as a statistician
All right.
at the United States Public Health Service in Washington in the 1960s, when he first learned of the infamous Tuskegee study. In that study, the federal government deceived hundreds of black men in Macon County, Alabama, and I bet you a lot of them could not read. Where Tuskegee,
But that was also the time when we trusted like our black professionals, because it was a black woman who helped and a black man doctor who helped push that on black folks. I know we gonna say this is racism. I get it, but at some point, who's ever holding the bag got to be held accountable.
Yeah, you in
Go ahead.
too.
Yeah, you in it too.
Where Tuskegee is the county seat, into thinking that their so-called bad blood, they weren't told that they had syphilis, was being treated when it wasn't. The researchers had wanted to see that what unchecked syphilis would do to the human body and use these men as guinea pigs without their informed consent.
Wow. There's a good film called Miss Everett's Boys.
Yeah.
With what's her name?
Cicely Tyson.
No, not Cicely. No.
Why we always we know?
Yeah, because Cicely Tyson is the person. But Alfie Woodard. She's the nurse in that. Alfie Woodard.
Yeah.
So check that out, y'all. I really believe all of these things that have happened to black folks, we cannot let it die, because when we act like it don't exist, they just keep going on.
They just keep doing it. Like
so you gotta say something. You gotta like make it real. You gotta be like, ancestors, we see you, and we're gonna make sure we don't let this happen again.
Right.
The Jews say never again. That ain't no cute ass slogan or a hashtag. They mean that shit for real.
Yeah.
They mean it for real, y'all. I know we getting into some stuff this morning. Okay, let's see. Let's look at this sister. Why the FBI hid this story about the most dangerous black woman ever. Now, this will come courtesy from Christy from Our Rightful Place.
Okay.
That came from her.
Okay.
You gotta go back. That's too far down. So she's in here. So
I saw her.
announcements you got.
Yeah. No, but it's coming up. It's
Right
there.
there,
There we go.
So
Bam.
yeah, so this is courtesy of Christy Ketchum with Our Rightful Place,
And Sacramento Sister
Sacramento
Circle.
Sister Circle. Right on. All right, y'all.
So why the FBI?
Oh, hold on. Before you read that, this Sister Sonia said they ever had their own names in the system. So if they sought out treatment, they weren't be able to be treated. About that syphilis experiment, they had their names right on in the system. So if they sought out treatment, they weren't able to be treated.
Ain't that a dirty snake?
That's some shit. Thank you, Sister Sonia.
So when it got to a point to where you look at
And y'all want to say some
wrong.
some Negroes want to say we don't deserve reparations. You have lost your goddamn mind.
Okay. All right. All right, Uncle.
to the off.
Hey sis, thank you for that information. That's why I think
Thank
we gotta
you.
talk about this, and I think our young people
Yes.
need to know about this so they don't think what's happening to them now is an isolated incident, or it's because they're young and they don't know any better or whatever. You gotta know history. You
Yeah.
gotta know your history so you can see this shit coming.
Yeah.
Go
You're
ahead.
right.
The most dangerous black woman
Okay.
ever.
Okay.
Pretty too. Nikki Smile. Look at that.
Yeah, she do. Why the FBI hid the story of the most dangerous black woman ever? Revolutionary, radical, anarchist. These titles barely scratch the surface in capturing the identities Lucy Parsons took on during her life. According to local Chicago authorities, Parsons was more dangerous than 1,000 rioters, and they were right. Parsons' power was in her pen, beyond the power of the word.
Wow.
That's it.
Her writings terrified the government so much that the FBI forbid her from speaking in public. Can you imagine? That sounds familiar.
Wow.
Does that sound familiar?
Yes, it does.
On the same day she died in 1942, the government raided her home and stole 40 years worth of journal entries and books detailing her beliefs on socialism and anarchy, left never to be found again. During her early 20s, Parsons fled Texas with her husband for fear of retribution for their political involvement. Texas officials shot her husband in the leg and threatened to lynch him for trying to register black voters.
Wow.
So they set out for Chicago.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Y'all look, we gotta know about our ancestors.
Right.
We gotta know. It is our obligation.
Yes. Yes. And that's how we could, there's nothing new under the sun because we
Nothing.
know that they're banning people right now from
As we
speaking.
keep- yeah.
Sonia goes on to say they even have their names in systems. Oh, we already read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no,
Mental
right
health
on. So here's the thing, y'all. We gotta talk about that.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about that. Like, of course they would hide the story because shit, they're your enemy. They don't want you to know.
Right.
Shit, I hate to say it like that. I mean, but when people don't talk about people, that's when you should research them. When people hand you people, then you should be like, yeah, there's something ain't right about this person.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
That's
When
right.
people make it comfortable for them, it's like, oh, the person's probably not a threat. But when they downing people and hiding people and don't want you to know,
That's
then
the
you
one.
should go seek for yourself.
Yeah, that's
Because
the
you
one.
may find that that's what we need to have happen.
Right.
You
Right.
feel me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel
We
you.
need to look at that kind of stuff. And I know that's not easy and it's not popular, and because we always want some shit to make us feel good. But
Yeah.
sometimes, the shit just don't feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for instance, we're in America. It says America loves black culture, but not black people.
Mm.
America loves black folks, but not black people.
They love black culture, but not black people. And that is so true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Right.
Well, why is that? Tell us about it, Dana.
Well, what you'll see, I'm just thinking about, you'll see other cultures, doing things that we traditionally do. I even see them in dashikis and stuff like that. And but they don't know our struggle. They're not there. You don't see them out at the protests. You don't see them. Right. But you see them rocking our styles, listening, appreciating our music. I mean, I guess there's no foul in that, but if you was really down with the clique, that's the foul, I think. You're not really
when
down.
you beat your ass beat like we have, then we may be equal.
Right.
You may feel me.
Then you may feel me. Then we'll put your meat on the grill with ours.
Right.
Right. I get it. So America loves Black culture, but not Black people. Since America's inception, America was always shown admiration for Black culture, but not so much Black people. America has shown us over and over again they could care less about Black people as a collective. Cultural appropriation occurs when a style leads to racist generalizations or racial stereotypes where it originated, but it deemed high fashion, cool, or funny when the privileged take it for itself. Okay.
That's kinda
If
deep.
you are a millennial and Black, you are likely to be a part of Black Twitter. Black Twitter is an amazing group on social media. And we are the most influential movement on the internet. In fact, it gets a lot of media attention. They are atrocities broadcasted through the constant dragging from Black Twitter. Let's take it back a little bit, shall we? Cultural appropriation was a hush-hush topic across all media platforms until mid-2010, when the then 16-year-old Hunger Games star Amandla Steinberg uploaded a video that she made for a first-class problem. Okay. Trying to see the relevance here. The title is Don't Crash. You see something? Okay. The title, that's cold. Look at my sis laughing. The title is Don't Cash Crop by Cornrows. Now I get the relevance.
Okay.
You got to keep reading. Literacy is essential. Okay, the title is Don't Crash Crop My Cornrows. A crash course of Black culture in this video. Steinberg pinpoints the importance of hair and the history of Black hair in our community, reaching back to the origins of Africa. She also calls out white artists Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, and Miley Cyrus. What Miley Cyrus, anyway, for using Black culture to sell records and make money, mentioning the deaths of Tamar Rice and Eric Garner via police brutality. She shows that people will appropriate our culture but not grieve our deaths, because most white people, they don't care.
Don't give there.
At the end of the video, Steinberg poses a question that started a social media conversation that ushered us into a new era of social media confrontation. What would America be like if we loved Black people as much as we loved Black culture? That's a power question.
And that would be like if we get as much money for saying amen, we be doing good.
Yes,
All
right. I was 18 when I came to my university, which is a PWI. I don't know what a PWI is.
Predominantly white institution.
Ooh,
Thank you.
This girl is smart. Because I didn't know what that was. I was a sophomore in 2015, and my journey to aiding my Blackness was a route. I, along with many other people, haven't heard the concept. It was in my face all the time, though.
Okay, so I have a question about my Blackness. And y'all roll with me for just a minute.
Okay.
Is Blackness something that you, for Black people in particular, that's about white people, that we pick up and put out? And can you afford to do that? Or that only works for you if you're like biracial or something like that? Because when you like a dark skinned Black person, I don't know if you can put your Blackness down. I just don't know if you can do shit like that. But I'm just asking. Help me out, y'all. Maybe I'm not saying it right.
So are you saying that some Black people can't put their Blackness down?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Especially if they don't look Black.
Right.
So if you gotta remind me that you're Black, then that's not how you really walk in the world. It ain't your fault. Say if you just don't look that way. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I find people who are biracial or very who would pass for white or whatever, and who's fair skinned, passive, or they get a fair shot with white people. It's always this thing of when I discovered and when I started to, or sometimes they try to be the blackest motherfucker in the room, when the person who was the darkest tries to be the most fairest person in terms of giving people shots and chances and passes, right? You know what I mean? I always find the most docile Negro is usually the darkest one. A Black person, I'm sorry, I ain't see Negro, but the darkest person. But you know what I'm saying? And then people who are mixed, they'll be like, let's talk about race, let's talk about color. Why don't you just
correct your own shit. Like we're trying to make people darker. And I think that's what Viola Davis was saying when people asked her that for that question. She starts to feel something like, I know I'm fucking black woman. I know what the journey.
Right.
I don't have to keep telling you what my goddamn journey is.
Right.
I'm trying to live through this goddamn thing.
Right.
Help me out, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be funny, but I think sometimes, sometimes in the black world, we just have this. We got some real issues with ourselves because I think, white people. I mean, America don't have to love us. Shit, we gotta love
We
ourselves.
gotta love
It
ourselves.
don't even matter
yeah.
the way they feel about us. It's obvious through all of the stuff we talked about, Tuskegee and everything else, that they don't like us. So what the fuck is we waiting on?
Right. That's right.
Maybe it's just me, y'all.
No, it's not just you. Sonia says the Get Out movie said it all.
Okay, say what? Help me out. Help me out with that song. You
Sonia,
said what?
break
And I
that-
get what you said, but I gotta break.
Yeah, break it down, Queen.
Yeah.
She also said, just like the broadcaster was laughing in regards to Nipsey Hussle, somebody was laughing because he was killed.
Wow.
I didn't see that.
I heard about that, sis. I did.
You
I
did?
did. I don't know if she was a Fox commentator. I remember, but I did hear
And
about
so
that.
she started laughing.
Yeah. See, my thing is this, and I agree with you, sis. But sometimes I'm always amazed that will we asking the devil to be responsible? You know what I mean?
No,
But
not
that's not
even
it.
responsible.
No.
It's professional.
Well, hold on.
You a
Hold on. Professional for who?
for your
How do you
profession.
how do you know that's not a part of her professionalism? Who came up with that? Who came up with professionalism? That's like saying, have some dignity while I beat your ass. Have some dignity.
Touche.
Have some dignity. And I know y'all be like, bro, but I think sometimes when black folks quit acting like it's a goddamn rule book. There's no rules to this.
Yeah.
We're the only one who follow every rule. You're gonna need 5 degrees to be president. And this motherfucker don't have one. I'm just saying.
And also, too,
Right.
one thing I'm learning too, you cannot judge other people by your standards.
Woo!
I'm
That's it.
No, I'm learning
passed
that.
out.
No.
Okay.
Why you can't judge people by your standard?
But we do that as black folks. But we be using the playbook that the enemy gave you. That's not the playbook he uses.
Oh, that is it right there. Stop
Thank
it.
Girl, I have to fan myself.
Yes,
I'm
Y'all know I ain't lying. Y'all forgive me. But I'm just saying, I think sometimes, because we also do this thing. I got to use the word dignity. I'm sorry, y'all.
Because it's
And I'm not talking about dignity here. There is something about dignity that
not in
we
here.
take dignity to the next level. We do dignity. Like you get ready to go into a fight in the ring and that was like, shake hands. And then come out fighting. Something like, I ain't gonna shake, I'm gonna bump you. Like, it's like, how do I defeat your warrior? So by the time you pick it back up, it's over.
Yeah. Yep.
It's over.
Mhm.
But we always pull certain rules into things that don't apply to the situation. That's like saying, I'm not gonna run, I'm gonna walk. But everybody else is running because we gotta get the hell out of here.
Right.
You gotta run.
I feel you on
Right.
that. There are times when you just need to follow along. I get that. I totally get that. But then also too, I think that a lot of us, I think each one of us has a certain standard within ourselves. And I think the foul is not having a standard, but I think you're right, sis. The foul is in expecting other people to, you can't measure people by your standards, right? Like that.
Everybody don't love you like they love themselves.
That's
All the
right.
hell I got to say. Everybody ain't gonna think little Raheem is cute. Everybody ain't gonna think little Gamisha is cute. You know what I mean? Even though they think Heather's beautiful. You know what I mean? Okay, y'all, I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna go there. Like, look, I'm gonna go there, y'all. Like, for instance, I'm very excited that Black women, we getting it in. I think we've always got it in though. Some of us are just waking up to getting it in, but I've always been around Black women who've gotten it in, who've been super dangerous. Like, the whole 9, hey, we're gonna push I'm everything. So we have the first time Miss USA, Miss Teen USA, I guess, and Miss America, they're all, I want to say women of African descent, because I don't think they're all Black women.
Gotcha.
There's a difference.
Okay.
And I think when you Black, you obviously Black, not kind of Black, not Blackish, not mixish or whatever the hell. They're Black. And then of African descent means that we share, peace, Andrew, we share common ancestry. And that to me allows people to come to the table as they are. So if you're a quarter African, if you are a drop African, if you are, I don't know, shit. You could claim that part of the motherland or whatever. But I also think sometimes as Black folks, we are the only ones forced to make other people Black when we know in the Black world there's rules and levels to Blackness. There's rules and levels to appearances of Black folks. Some of us believe that somebody had to come to us mixed because we wasn't gonna follow nobody that was pure. That's a sign to me of colorism and of eternal mental health problems.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that.
You know what I mean? Like I think the young sister's afro was absolutely beautiful, but if she had a real kinky afro, what we'd be saying is that cute. And wish she had one. Because it's kind of like a cute kind of mixed chick afro.
Yeah.
It's not a right on pure blood African Masu Zulu right afro. But you know what I'm saying? And so I think we do the generic surface, like Black women are and pageants. Pageants now. We're celebrating pageants.
Yeah.
But we know we've never seen no fat Black woman win a pageant.
Right.
No, I'm just gonna be honest.
That's
I'm supposed
true.
I'm supposed to celebrate that shit.
Right.
And I don't look like neither one of the women. I'm happy for them,
Right.
but I don't always
I
see
know
the
it.
diversity
No
in it.
way.
I think
Yeah.
sometimes we are pushing along shit that people gave us, and now because we dip the shit in chocolate, somehow it's better. But if the shit is poison and the ice and the cake is poison, and I put chocolate on it, don't make the shit good. It still make it a chocolate poison cake. And I'm saying we don't want to look at that. Do those pageants really make Black girls feel empowered? Because the darkest one on there had a straight hair. Now, if she had one with an afro, I'd have been like, God damn.
Right.
And if she had one and she had some meat on her bones for real, I'd have been real goddamn. But I think asking us to be on the level where white women, you know, we can win pageants if I just be just like her. And maybe with a little sprinkling of favor or to be
Right.
exotic. Because I think we don't want to talk about that shit. But y'all go ahead. Don't have me up here talking all this damn time.
Right.
Then I'm going to need your opinion on it.
Dana.
Well, you know what?
Shit.
I would really, really, really love to see big, beautiful Black women, you know, win a contest. You know, but you know what? Maybe we need to start a trend. Maybe we need to have our own. Maybe we need to. That's an idea.
You know, sister who wrote
Healy.
the book does that. She does something to that similar Chocolate Sisters. I don't know if she's still doing it, but I know she was.
Well, maybe we need to resurrect it.
Woman model calendar. I see people go across country.
Oh yeah.
But all I'm saying is, see,
Earth Mama
shit is so layered.
Healing and Rising Star and Escape Velocity presents
Come on now.
Big, Beautiful Black, Bold,
And we're gonna have a
Heavy.
category called the best
Big
afro.
Bone.
Ooh, I like that. The best afro.
Oh my goodness, that's best afro.
Okay.
Oh shit! No, but I'm just saying it's man. You know what? And it's not to be like a Debbie Downer. I don't even
No, that's not what.
But I feel like sometimes we'll be pushing things that can be almost like poison, but because it's Black, we push it.
Right.
Because I watch
That's
Black
true.
girls. I don't know no
That's
Black
true.
girls who look like those 3 women at once. Well, maybe one of them. But 2 of them, most of the girls I work with don't look like them. They don't look like they're biracial or look like
Right.
they're mixed. And so again, we push this image that is because if we have been 3 white people, we can see it clearly. But when we
Right.
do the shit, we can't see it.
Yeah.
Sonya said, "Resurrected. I'm down. Let's do it."
Oh, okay, right on. Right on, Sonya. But I'm just saying, I just feel like that's the real topic that we're not talking about. We're just gonna celebrate them.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
We just gonna celebrate them. And we know that in the black world, you know, if you look a certain way, if you're fair skinned, and I'm using fair being sarcastic,
I know you.
because being close to the white people, we know that's what fair really means. You have a better shot of being a leader or being the head or being the Messiah or the Messiahs. I don't even know that's a real goddamn word. Not I can't make shit up. I just know we need a body type that Black men like in our right on, brother. Somebody just said it, we need a pageant where right on.
Okay.
You know, I just realize sometimes we'll be celebrating
You
Black.
know what? Well, let's plan for it. Now, y'all all saying right on. So, are you guys saying that if we come forward and
Right.
put this together,
Yeah, but
y'all
y'all
gonna
gonna
buy
show up.
tickets? No, are y'all gonna buy tickets? Because y'all know that it costs money to put stuff on. So,
Somebody heck a week.
no, are y'all gonna come and buy
But
some
that's
tickets?
real.
We
That's
can
real.
get some big women.
Yeah, that's
Right.
all.
What's-
Cause y'all, we can quick.
we can put
like
we
that.
can coordinate an event now.
But are y'all gonna buy the ticket? I
Well,
need some hearts. Look, and they say, can you heart us up if you gonna purchase some tickets? And this is not $5 tickets.
We can put on a show now.
You start humming,
Oh my Lord, Lord.
No, what about when they don't say nothing? That's what I like when they don't say nothing.
Take my hand, lead me on.
oh, wait a minute, y'all. I can't stand y'all.
No, that was my favorite part of the church. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. That was my favorite part. Because I would be thinking, because I used to be in church a lot, and I would just be thinking,
You feel like a church mother.
I could go to
see
church, y'all. I could
With
go to
that
the church. I could
beautiful
go to the
hair.
mosque. I could go to the Buddhist temple.
You
Y'all,
feel
but the
like a
Buddhist
church
temple,
mother.
you ain't gonna be making all that noise in the Buddhist temple. But
They gotta concentrate. Shit.
Yeah,
yeah,
they
they gotta
concentrate.
they
They
doing
really
that.
try to be a cut game.
But I love that when they just go, because everybody thinking about their individual
stuff.
but collectively, as a little
We
girl,
a
I
mess.
love that. No, I'm
Oh,
serious.
We is a mess. Best pie contest.
Who said best part? You know what? Sonya.
Hey, Sonya, that's real talk, though. That's real talk. Hey, y'all.
Yes.
I'm just joking. Oh man, but that's all I'm saying. I think it's great that they won. I really do. I'm not
Yeah.
Oh no,
trying to take nobody's shine,
no hateration.
but I just feel like sometimes we don't want to deal with, in order for you
Like
to
the
be a
surface.
certain thing,
Yeah.
you have to come with a certain appearance.
Right.
And Black folks, we don't do well with accountability
Mm.
as it pertains to the shit we contribute to. Because for some of us, if we don't blame white people, we ain't gonna get shit done.
But you
We
know,
don't
Right.
get shit done no way when we do that. But that's just my personal opinion.
Right.
you know that topic came up because somebody was asking about Mariana Sousa's book yesterday, "Own Your Shit," and that it sparked a conversation. And you're right about that. We're gonna have to take accountability. We're gonna have to stop saying, even though we know that they did some horrible stuff,
Right.
has been some unspeakable stuff has been done.
Right.
Don't talk.
Yeah.
But a lot of stuff that we go through and that we suffer from,
Mhm.
we're gonna have to do it, y'all. We're gonna have to fix it. Because some stuff
We
we
contribute
doing.
to. Yeah.
Some stuff we doing.
Yeah.
And that stuff, we gotta really contend with that and really look at it. Because as long as we looking in the sky or looking at other people,
Right.
we just
We're
still
not
just get
yeah.
further into that disease, and then it's just generations of just going through when we could just correct it right now. And I know it may not be as easy as what I'm saying, but it is definitely a worthy pursuit.
Right.
What are some of those things that we could work on?
Well, that brings me to this. The black holes. I was trying to get that up for you. So, Brother Khalil, young brother, posted this on his Facebook. Good morning, family. And he talked about the black holes. Let me tell you why that's important to me. I do think black folks need some kind of black hole. Very simple. This one, like this, could be a little not outdated, but from back in the day. Mm-hmm. And one of the first ones on the black hole says, "We don't steal from one another." This is real basic shit, y'all.
Right.
We don't steal. Let me help y'all. Yeah, we don't steal. That's the first one.
We don't kill one another.
Okay.
Right.
This sounds like the 10 Commandments.
Yeah. We don't kill. But think about it. These are things that we struggle with in the black community.
Yeah.
I do not want to hear about white people.
No.
I'm talking about
We're
the
not
shit
talking-
me and you do. When me
each
and her
other.
relationship, this
Yeah.
ain't got shit to do with white people.
Right.
Right.
I'm just gonna be very honest.
That's right. That's
And
right,
I hate
bro.
to have to say this to people because we always want to have an excuse, which means we ain't gonna look at it or attempt to do the work.
Right.
Okay, so the other one says we do not sell or offer drugs to one another.
Ooh.
Now that's a major one. Thank you. So we don't do that.
And what about this? This is something that we have to do, or we're gonna be gentrified the hell out of all over the United States. And that is, we do combine our dollars and collectively, I'm gonna say build because I can't read that.
That's all right.
But and we collectively build. That's something that we're gonna have to do.
Because if we don't, we're gonna perish, y'all. I don't know what to tell y'all.
If we don't, we just gonna kiss the baby.
We gonna what?
Kiss the baby.
What does that mean?
Goodbye.
Well, it's an old wives' tale. I mean, I don't know if you call it an old wives' tale. Maybe it's an
I'll
old
take it.
saying. You could kiss the baby. That means just you can say goodbye. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Ah. I'm trying to bring it up again, man. So maybe it's gonna
That's
pop up.
okay. We could probably make
The
up some
next
songs.
one is
Ooh.
you got it. Okay, good.
Next
She got it.
one.
Okay, good. Get it, man.
No,
Man,
y'all.
What's the
Look
next
at
one?
this next one.
What's that?
We need the microphone.
Go
for
ahead.
this.
No, here.
Go
here.
ahead.
We protect our own women and children first.
Say it again.
Say it again.
We protect our own women and children first. Y'all, I love to feel protected. Can I tell y'all something?
Please tell us.
Y'all, Thursday night, I was setting up for my pop-up. I know we ain't talking about this.
No,
This is
go
not a
ahead.
dry plug. This is a testimony.
Wow.
I was setting up for my pop-up, and it was on a Thursday night. And the Center for Self-Improvement meets on Thursday night. So there were brothers there, FOI, Fruit of Islam. Y'all, I was there kind of late. Do y'all know? And the brothers had to go. It was time for them to go. You know, they had to go home. Why did two brothers wait outside? They didn't even tell me they was waiting. I walked outside. It was after 10 o'clock out here at Florence Square. And why was the two brothers standing post? They said, sister, you know we couldn't leave knowing that you was in there.
Right on.
Shout out to Brother Lewis and Brother Teddy. Thank you.
Right on.
Thank
Oh,
you
yeah.
for being you. I love to feel protected.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
We protect our own women and children first. Another thing we have to do, we educate our own at every chance. All right, West to West?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But
All
think
right.
about it. These things on the list, this probably was an old list from back in the day, but this is all the problems that we have in Black communities. There's all the things that's on this list. Very basic shit. Because to me, it's basic.
Yeah, but we got to get back to basics.
Right on.
We do not fight one another.
Say that again.
Girl, wait a minute. Let me sit up. Sit up right. Why we don't fight one another? Brothers protect and build up one another. Sisters protect and build up one another.
Right on. Sisters do what?
Sisters.
Now listen.
I gotta go back. Sisters protect and build up one another.
So here's the thing, y'all. Think about all the reality TV shows where we get plugs or we tear each other down. That's a direct opposite to what that just said. That's all I'm saying. Keep going, Dana.
We look for every opportunity to start our own businesses, servicing the need of our people first.
Say it again.
That's deep.
We
that's real
look
talk.
for every opportunity
Right on.
to start our own business, servicing the need of our people first.
All right now.
Mm.
All right now. That's
Mm.
right, sis. It is divide and conquer in terms of Black women.
Mhm.
Is that the last one?
Girl, it's loud. I got
Wow.
chills down my back.
So hold on, we got a couple of comments in the room.
Okay.
And then somebody sent me something they wanted us to discuss this morning. And I just seen it right now, y'all. So
Okay.
hold on. I'm gonna get that to you.
Okay.
There's Sister
That's my.
Deborah.
Oh, this is Sister Deborah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
We
then
want to
we'll
get
on
these
in.
comments or what?
Yeah.
Okay. So peace, brother. Peace, Queen Angie. I heard that the Black Entrepreneur Mixer was off the hook.
Right
Shirley
on.
came back and reported to us. I'm
Mhm.
sorry I wasn't there. I had another event, but I see you, sis. I see what you're doing, and thank you. She also says our situation is so urgent right now that anyone that is not living this Black code needs to be thrown overboard.
Ditto, and triple ditto.
With no life vest and waved goodbye to. So she's saying
I
to
love
kiss
the
the
Lord.
baby.
Right on.
Yeah.
I'm with
To
her.
kiss the baby. Sonia says divide and conquer. We are a collective community. Black code is real.
Right on. Right on.
Y'all, okay, so Deborah Parker says, a few things on my mind that is this morning.
Yes.
Why do Black men find it, ooh, y'all,
All right now.
Y'all gotta read this now.
Yeah, because you know, send us stuff. You gotta
This
read
is
it.
what the people want to do.
This what we. this
That's what
us
they
do.
how they want to
Send us
do
what
it.
the people want to do.
A few things on my mind. Why do black men find it easier to mess around with other women? We about to get it going in here now. Than to repair their relationships. That statistics have been shown. I read only 28% of black women get married compared to other women. Why is it churches ask for additional offerings, but when it comes time to help someone that attends that same church cannot get assistance when needed? Ooh. But the so-called pastor, I'm not going to say that, first lady taking trips all over the world, just a few things.
Man, he's so cute.
No, I can't say the people's name. That's against the code.
Yeah.
Well,
That's a good question. That's something to think about. If there's any brothers in the room, could you just I mean, we know you is not you, but why is that? But you can answer any way you want. But I'm gonna be honest. Please don't tell me the white man put it into your mind and shit, because you act like the white man is God when you do that.
Right.
Every time you blame this fool for what he's doing naturally, it's kind of like blaming your kid for doing some shit, but really the buck stops with you. So I get that we all know social media and all that kind of shit this decade, because every year is somebody else for. But there has to be a point where what's going on with us where we can really take responsibility for the choices that we make. And I know that's not popular.
Y'all.
Dana?
Well, I in my spirit, I have it in my spirit to play devil's advocate. I don't know if y'all ready for it though.
Go ahead. What?
No, because sometimes
said,
people
"Go ahead."
don't be ready, but you like, what's up with
Well,
it?
you put the question out there, so
Okay. So why do black men find it easier to mess around with other women than to repair their relationships? Now, you know it takes two people to repair a relationship. One person can't do it, but okay. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Do black women go outside their relationship when they're not getting fulfilled in their? I know that's not the question.
No. But see, that's the problem, though, Dana.
Y'all,
No, for real. And I get
I'm
the
saying
devil-
it for a reason.
No, I get you, but I gotta say this though, Dana. I gotta say this. 'Cause what
Okay.
you do is like atypical of black women.
Ooh,
Instead of us,
she calling
instead
me
of
out.
instead of us addressing the brother, somehow we knew it was gonna go back to the black woman.
So let me tell you why I said that.
Yeah.
Can I tell you why?
Yeah,
I
you
said
can.
it?
Yeah.
And I feel what you're saying. Y'all, it does take two people to make a relationship work. Y'all agree with that?
I agree with that.
Oh God, I'm fixing to say something. Y'all go.
No, go ahead. You're supposed to.
say it.
But I have to
say it.
though.
But
because-
say it then.
So I was in a relationship, long relationship. I'm not really gonna talk about that.
Okay.
But what I will say is that I have seen where, not just in my relationship, but in a lot of things that I have seen where sometimes people found it easier, instead of combating the issues that are in that relationship. I'm not condoning cheating. I'm definitely not condoning cheating. But I have seen where mending that relationship was more difficult than getting their needs met somewhere else. I'm going to say this. I think I had an affair. Not a physical. Look how Ro looking like, girl, I know you ain't had no affair. Y'all know I ain't had not no physical one.
Oh, okay.
When I was
Like emotional, you mean?
Yeah.
emotional. I think I had an emotional affair. When I was in like probably, I ain't gonna tell girl, but
Yeah,
the people ain't watching. But with this
Shit,
guy
your
that I
friends
worked with, y'all.
No, I'm just.
It's gonna be on replay. But you know what? My ex called me on it, girl. Why you called me on it? I was like, and I was washing dishes. I was like, y'all, but I think I had an emotional affair. And so I'm not condoning cheating. I'm just saying it takes work to repair your relationship, and you really have to be willing and ready to do that work. And I think also too, you really have to damn, y'all, I think I had an emotional affair. I'm just saying, I think it was back probably like in 2000 and something. I mean, it was a long time ago. But what I'm saying is that it happened.
Right.
And I literally, what I wasn't able to get or extract for whatever reason, because we're going through our stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I got it from the man at work. And you know, we would run to each other's desk.
Seriously.
Yeah. I wonder how is he doing?
I don't doubt that, but I just want to, and I agree with you saying that, but I just got to say this. I think that I just got to, and the spirit is coming. I just got to whip your ass. You know how your mom be like, I just got to, it's really for you. It's like, well, why you got it? Not really for me, because I really don't want to do it. But I got to say this. I think when Black women talk about her comment, I'm sorry, double click, that was my fault. Sorry.
No, because I know she like, you didn't answer my question.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
So what I was going to say is that I feel like sometimes it's okay as a woman to give yourself permission enough to say how you feel, and then let men stand on their own to answer.
Right.
It is not for us to say this is why we think he cheated because it's something I did. It's kind of like being an abused woman and a man knock your ass. No. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. It's like you've been in a abuse relationship and then you say, why did this man hit me? What did I do?
Right.
What did I do that made him hit me? Right. That's what this is saying.
That's what that's
Why is they're going somewhere and then you reply, well, maybe he ain't getting something from us. That's not the answer.
Well, what I was responding.
No, I'm just saying, but that's
you're right. I hear you.
Okay.
I hear what you're saying.
Okay.
What I was responding to is the fact when she posed the question, of course, I can't answer why Black men do that.
Yeah.
But what so it made me immediately think what made me do it.
Bam. Okay.
So that's the
I
only
get that.
reason.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. That makes sense.
But I do get what you're saying,
Yeah.
and I'm not trying to do that because it's no, especially if you married and if you guys didn't agree to a polygamous situation, or if you in a relationship and you didn't agree to an open relationship, then you should be able to feel safe in that relationship and not be cheated on. So I'm totally not.
I get you. Okay. I get that.
I promise
no, that makes sense. That makes sense. I was just gonna say, I think sometimes that's why when people say stuff to me like you have to have a man that's strong to roll with you, that's why I really can't do weak men. And I don't mean strong men as in picking the table up and picking my ass up, but strong as in no matter how things get rocky, you rolling with me.
Please, because you know I'm gonna roll with you.
Yeah, right. That's what I think. I think that's the thing of men, some men, not all, not being able to roll.
Yeah.
Not being able to, we expected to roll.
Right.
Because immediately what we do as women, we check other women. Immediately. You be like, wait a minute.
That happened yesterday.
Yeah, we do that shit all the time as women.
Why
we do.
And you know what? Insecure. Oh my gosh.
We do that shit all the time. I'm not trying to lie.
This lady, I'm not saying no names.
Don't say no name.
I ain't gonna do that.
I love this being silly.
That's breaking the code. That's a code. Don't do that. But anyway, yesterday, my friend went to go talk to this couple. And she needed to extract information from them, and she was giving them some viable information. I guess the lady felt like the man was looking at my friends behind.
Uh-oh. We got you, sis. Williams, we're going to get you in a minute. Go ahead.
Why the lady started getting on my friend?
See, instead of her husband.
And it's kind of like...
That's my point.
Are you okay? First of all, that breaks code, too, because I wouldn't let another woman know I was insecure.
Right.
But anyway, again.
But again, a woman ain't in a relationship with her. The lady's in a relationship with her husband. That's between her and her husband. I never understood that shit. Because in some of my experiences, people ask me, well, why did was her ass big though? Was her ass big? Because sometimes you gotta be like, damn, her ass is really big. Like,
right. But it wasn't as big as my wife's.
Oh,
guess what the lady said? Guess what my friend told the lady? She was so smooth with it. And she was like, dang, she was like, you popping? She was like, you got a fat ass. She started complimenting the lady.
Yeah, that's how you don't get to making people feel some kind of way because of your because your ass. Tell your man to compliment you on your ass. Yeah. Tell him what you want. I mean, seriously. But you said, yeah.
I'm being silly, y'all.
Yeah.
But that's
No,
true
but
though,
this really
Rolanda,
happened,
even
though.
in joking.
Yeah, how we start talking about
Wait a
no.
minute, so sister got a comment on that.
Okay,
I'm over here doing this.
go ahead, Dr. Sean. I need to pull back
So
because Deborah gonna get us. We didn't answer. Oh, how you go back?
okay, so
Something
Sister Angie
good
says,
is
thank
up.
you. I know you support and appreciate you all so much. Then she says, this is real in relationships. And I also think we do the same thing in business and community. We take it on. I think it was somehow programmed into us at early ages. Like, what are some of the childhood events that lead to this behavior?
I agree. That's a part of the program
Yep.
from home.
Yep.
I'm just gonna be honest. I know some of us gonna say this is programmed from the media, the white media, or whatever. I just can't, y'all can't, because I gotta get my work done. You know what I mean? And that, I mean my self-work. But I also think some of that could be part of the program when you see how your mom act towards other women, or you see
Right.
how your sisters act towards you,
Right.
or each other, or how you see women in your community or in your circle acting towards, like if a sister looks pretty, instead of saying you look beautiful, like she thinks she cute.
No,
Right.
Damn it, she
why
looks
you can't
nice.
say- I always tell
Always.
girls,
That shit gets on my nerve.
you doing that.
Look,
Yeah,
It'd be
what's
like,
wrong?
So I
sis,
think
just so
I
you
think she's
know,
right.
I'm strictly but
Oh,
you
I
looking
know.
good today.
I don't even have to say
I
that.
don't
I'm like,
even
girl,
have
you
to
look
say
beautiful.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't
I ain't
even
trying to
gotta
holler
say
at you.
that. I'm not trying to.
Well, I mean, in today's
know.
time, you have
But then sometimes I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel I heard somebody else say that too. I heard one of my young ladies in one of my young ladies in class who is gay. She's funny. She said, as a gay girl, she said, I can't even get compliments of the girls. They're gonna think I'm checking for them. I ain't really checking for you. I'm giving your ass a compliment.
compliment, right?
I was like, damn, okay. But I can see that. She said,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gay, but I don't mean because I gave you a compliment that I want to get with you.
Right. Yeah.
So
Okay, Sonya said break them chains.
real talk. But,
Yes.
but you gotta know
That's
they're there
it.
to break them up. Some of us
Right.
think it's normal to be dissing each other.
Dissing each other.
And we think it's
Mhm.
normal to check
Yeah.
other women instead of our husbands. Because
Right.
again, we don't want to make him feel bad. See, that's the same thing.
That's
Right.
That was the
crazy.
same program I just talked about in terms of we think about what can we do as women, because some of us really believe we are men's backup. I am not a man's backup.
Back up. That's
And we
right.
back each other up. I'm good on that. But I don't put myself before you. Put you before me. I don't do that shit
Right.
at all.
Mhm.
Unless you like a little kid or something like that, But like you have to make sure these kids eat before I eat,
Right.
something like that.
Yeah.
But there is something in our indoctrination, even in religion,
Mm-hmm.
that pushes that shit. Because that's
Yeah.
what I hear that. Like, we in a meeting and once a man make the man the head of the household. I can't make this person be the head of shit.
Right.
He has to just show up as the head.
as that.
And don't do too crazy because you may get knocked the fuck out. But just show up like you're supposed to. Because some of us take that too far sometimes. I'm the head, and you can't even fucking do the head shit like pay the rent and pay the mortgage, or there's a lot of shit that comes with being the head.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that comes with being the head. But you know what? I don't want to be the head.
I do. I want to be the co-head.
Okay,
I wanna be a
co-head,
co-pilot.
but I don't want to be the head.
But here's it. But if I needed to be the head, I
Then
would
you
be the
can.
head. But I
Right.
don't
You
think most
can.
black women want to be the head. But if she went to the place that black men went to, we would be really fucked up right now.
Say that.
And she left the way the man left because he had a new family. And the woman said, well, shit, I got a new family.
Right.
You know what our communities would really look like?
Yeah.
And we took on a little bit of their traits for real.
Right. That's it. Now that's
No.
true.
Talk back to me. Talk
Yeah.
back to me.
You
Yeah.
need to quit that white
And
roast.
yeah,
Right.
that's my job. But I ain't lying. If my mom had been like, I'm gonna have me some fun too, my family would be fucked up. But my mom didn't believe in that because that's how she was raised. But it was times I was saying to
Right.
myself, I never said it to my mom, but to myself, like, Mom, don't you want somebody to hold you? Don't you want somebody?
Right.
I mean, I was like, I
You didn't say that.
No, hell no.
I was
What am
fixing to
I
say
lying?
you
I know she didn't say it. She said
Hell,
it.
I'm sitting right.
I'm just saying you don't get a whooping.
No, I'm saying that to clearly say, like, my mother was role modeling to me. And though it was a role model of strength, my mother also died of hypertension and diabetes at 52 years old. So like there's something that she clearly did not get.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's all I'm saying.
Mother.
That's all I'm saying.
I would have to say
And
the
I
same
get-
thing
yeah,
about
I
my
get
mom
it.
because my mom was
That's too
a
young to go out here.
swan.
Right.
She was so graceful, and she just would have never came unglued like how women do. She's
Right.
always very poised, kept herself together, and that was so cute
Right.
and so nice. And I know I mimic her behavior. That's how I know how to do it.
You know, when
Right.
because
Yeah.
y'all still, just because you see somebody being graceful don't mean that they don't recognize the hate.
That's so true.
I'm gonna
That's
tell
so
you
true.
that right now. But one thing about my mom, like Rose mom, my mom died.
Too young.
Yeah.
Too young. Hey, Javon, I'm sorry I missed you, sis. My
Please,
condolences to your
please.
family.
Condolences
to you
Love
and
you,
your
sis.
family.
And Ramadan Mubarak.
That's right. Dang, I should have said that. Okay. Sonia says, I'm the heart and he's the head. If I had to hold it down, I can. That's all I'm saying.
That's
sis.
it. That's
Wait a
what I'm
minute,
saying.
did she say I'm
Yeah.
the heart?
I'm the heart. Because the heart, you can't live without a heart.
You can't live without the heart.
Oh no,
Since
Sonya.
I'm borrowing that though.
Sonya,
I'm not like that
you
Jack Jackson
gonna
post.
have to put that.
Boom.
Boom. You're gonna have to put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Say it
And I
again
did.
one more
Yeah,
time.
she said,
Ooh.
I'm the heart
Hey,
and
I
he's
need
the
two.
head. If
Sonya.
I had to hold it down, I can.
Two.
You do need
I
to.
need two.
Okay.
I need two. I need two. So when we're
Okay.
strolling down the street,
I know, did you make it back home safely? I know you did, Javon, but I didn't know if you had, I'm trying to keep up with your post yesterday, but I was in Oakland at Grandma Hands with Asatu. So, and she said, and did before did before she had him. So, right on, we talk about Black Love, Javon, one of your favorite topics.
yeah.
And, I just think we do have to have that conversation. I also think there is something about like salt from Salt and Pepper. Is that Sandy?
Salt and peppers, yeah.
Yeah. Girl,
So.
wait, I was like, huh? But I guess one of them had just got a divorce from her husband for 28 years.
No,
together.
not salt.
Ooh.
Then it's Pepper. Which one is
Which
the short
one?
and light skinned one?
Salt.
Salt. So Salt is divorced her husband 28 years.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
And so, she talked about, that whole thing of her article. I should have picked that up if I didn't. But my thing of it is, they hung in there for 28 years. I'm pretty sure during that 28 years, they didn't give up so easy.
Right.
Oh,
Now, 28 years is a little different kind of story. Like, goddamn, I done tried. It's like it's like our relationship with America as Black people. Can't nobody say, why don't we try this? We've been in this motherfucker for 204 and some years, and we tried. Shit.
Us to try. It's time to move on now, and it's okay. It's okay. We were supposed to. We traveled for 28 years together. Now it's time to do some stuff in the middle, and then.
Girl, I'm sitting up here chilling. I gotta open.
Yeah, but that's
Okay.
but it's all good. No, we good. So I'm just saying, y'all, I'm just saying I think Black love is something we gotta have in conversation. We gotta talk about it. It would be nice for all of us to have our love story. Like at the beginning of the relationship, sometimes it'd be all love. All love.
You be drunk in love.
You do.
Drunk, just like
Right now,
Drunk in
you're
love.
crazy in love like
I
that.
can't
No.
sing like Beyonce, but I know what you
But what happens? How do we normalize? Like, so first would be all lovey-dovey, then the next part be kind of rocky, like this is not gonna think I'm tripping. And then we go from there to I can't do no more. How do we balance?
Yeah.
Then Javon's been married over 22 years, I believe. How do you and Robert balance your marriage?
Right.
To be together that long? I say anybody over 7 years is working with something. Now you're cooking. Now you're cooking with grease, as they say.
But
But how do you balance that?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Yeah. And then one thing for sure I know, I'm not an expert, but I do know you just can't get mad and be like, it's quits.
Right.
No.
But what if the person leave the toilet seat up all the damn time? And you tell this fool, please put the toilet seat down.
I know y'all not gonna like this. Some stuff you have to accept how people are.
Yeah, just go. I mean,
like
one of the things that I do
not
is
their strong suit.
hit the light switch. Right? Hit the light switch and just look down. And start conditioning.
And don't just
That's
sit down
true.
on the thing.
You just
Hey,
don't-
you ain't
Javon
never
says
sat- you ever
respect.
sat down?
Even when they go,
Javon said it's been respect in her marriage.
Usher.
Oh,
Respect.
Ashe.
That's
Ashe.
real. Right on,
Yes.
Javon.
Ashe.
Right on. Respect is good.
Respect.
That's
Yeah.
what's up. I
That's
really
what's
like
up.
that.
I really love that.
Yeah, that's what's up. Because that could be kind of, because some of us don't know what respect is. We think respect is do what I say. That's it.
I got to do this tomorrow.
I was just trying not to die. Go,
Let me ask you a question. I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question.
Come on.
So you don't do what the people say? I mean, no, this is a question. Is it, how can I say it?
Say it.
What if the person really wants you to do something?
Here's the thing. I always kind of pretty much do what I'm supposed to do. But later on, I have to talk about, don't ask me to do that anymore.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Because I don't want to
Yes.
make you. That's like the other day. We was at someone's home of the person's culture,
okay.
and they were drinking, which was fine. You know, I do look like don't get drunk because I'm, I'm driving or whatever. And so the person offered me like, they know I don't drink, so they offered like a little soda. And I didn't want any soda because and then the person was like, he gave me the glass, and I did this look like, now I don't drink no damn soda. I'm trying to cut the soda out, and then he was like, this is just because I'm putting a little bit in here. And I said, okay. I smiled because nobody can really. But
you gotta get that
with
face,
the
that
eyes.
gang
But
face.
I had to explain to him next time we go, just make it water. Like
Right.
they're not gonna be mad that I'm drinking water instead of the little soda pop.
Right.
Because y'all all drinking rum. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying?
Exactly.
And so
Yeah.
I just drank a little soda. It ain't gonna kill me. I mean, it ain't gonna make a pimple or something go away. But I had to really say to this person later on, like,
Right.
do not do that again.
Right.
When I
Yeah.
say I don't do something, that's what I mean.
I like that.
You
Yeah.
know?
So
Yeah.
you preserved.
I
You
did.
saved
I was very
face.
nice.
Absolutely.
I did. I was like, oh yeah, thank you.
Thank you
No, I
so
don't want to do
much.
this shit, right?
Thank you, Tina.
When we got in the car drive, I said, okay, don't ever do that
Please
again.
don't.
Right.
I'm not drinking soda.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like trying to not eat meat, and then people want to make you eat goddamn meat.
Right.
And you're like, dude, I'm trying not to eat no meat this week. Could you respect that?
Right.
Oh, I just thought, I don't know what you thought, baby, but I'm not doing that. That's
Right.
okay. So even though I'm silly and I'm crazy as hell or whatever, I do have my moments where, see, I clean up well.
Yeah. You
You understand that? You
fascinating
understand that?
Right.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
fascinating womanhood.
Yeah.
101.
Yeah.
I don't
clean
know how
up
many
well.
people read that book, but what you did, you smiled and nodded.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And then
Oh,
I told you
absolutely.
later.
Right.
Right. I'm with it.
But I think sometimes that's a part of the code.
Yes.
You know what? Like I thought it'd be funny. We see the oppressors do that shit all the time. When
I
George
know.
Bush was up there talking about good job, Brownie, he knew Brownie wasn't doing shit, but he ain't let us know it.
Right.
Even though we all knew Brownie wasn't doing shit,
Right.
and the people was drowning, but he was like, good job, Brownie.
And then when you get behind,
Like Brownie, what the fuck going on with this report?
And I'm fixing to write you up. And, yeah.
do you still want to get a check?
Oh God! So that black
Yeah.
love, the black love, black codes, y'all, this is all a part of our government. Somebody was saying if we were trying to, I was watching the Godcast, and I like the Godcast, but sometimes I think sometimes I'm starting to understand that I don't think I'd be liking people that be into like religious stuff sometimes. Because instead of them doing the work, they act like because it's written in something that's law.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd be like, I don't give a fuck about that.
Well,
Right.
yeah, and then plus two scriptures. I get that they.
And not
They
even
just
scripture,
not
it could,
reading all
it
of
could be a book that somebody wrote, the 44 lessons of how to build a turban, and we'll be referring to that shit. And it's like, dude, like I didn't even read the damn book, and I'm building a better turban than you.
And I found a
Mhm.
different way.
Right, you know what I mean? And
And be
so,
okay with that.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it'd be okay.
So I sometimes I really struggle with that sometimes when I'm listening. But they were talking about what would we do if we built the government, and who would you appoint to different things. And I'm always interested in like, even if we did that, what does that really look like? Because I think we are probably some of the most knowledgeable degree people on the planet.
Yeah.
That's like the Nigerian brother had 8 degrees and 3 of them were doctors.
Mhm.
3.
Yeah.
He said he overcompensated a little bit. He was so funny. He was really awesome. But I think sometimes we're so used to going to be in someone else's house that we never figure out how to build our own.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We never
Yeah.
figured that part out.
Right.
Girl, you just gave me chills down.
We just didn't.
Yeah.
So we'll be like really feeling some kind of way about other people having their own stuff, but then other people are also willing to build
Right.
Yeah.
and to govern themselves. And to even, I hate to say, the only time I've seen this happen somewhat closer to my lifetime was in the, and only to a point, was in the drug era with Nicky Bonds or the American Gangster Dude or,
Right.
like
You're not talking about Frank.
Frank Lucas. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I hate to say that, but that was the only time I seen people come up with their own law how they was gonna run shit,
Right.
and it would last for a couple of years or whatever long they shit was around.
Right.
but
But that's because he put the wrong.
even though it was the wrong product and it tore our
No, it was
community
the
up,
wrong
I'm
thing,
just
but-
saying that they understood that there's a law that we live by,
Mhm.
and if you fuck this law up, you know what the consequences is. I don't got to say it. So my thing is, we know we're capable of doing it, but why don't we do it? Why don't we do it? Why can't we really figure out how to govern ourselves? Why we ain't figured that part out yet? Why, with all the degrees, somebody say, I want to go to school for social work, and then we got all these black social workers, and our community is more fucked up than it's ever been. When we didn't have no social work, we had white people come around, we had the toaster from the social worker days. And so, what is that about? We have more black people who know about economics and shit, but they ain't never got to the next part of applying your economic degree. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not throwing no hate. I'm just saying, I just really feel like education and all that shit is great, but I think that we don't know how to apply the shit that we want to go get. Just because you earn something don't mean you qualify to do the shit. That's what I'm saying. It's like somebody said, oh, I've met so many black folks who could be directors, but they don't have no guts to do shit when they're inside of these systems.
Right.
I have to like go under white people to get them to do shit for black people.
Right.
Because when the white person say it, then they feel like, I don't want to look bad.
Right.
The white person's calling me on my shit. Then we get mad if white people talk about black on black crime, even though well, we gotta like, what the fuck you mean? Well, hey, why he even got that as ammunition?
Right.
We want to talk about that shit?
Well, what is
Go ahead. Sonya said
what
something.
Sonya said?
Go ahead, Sonya sis.
Sonya really spitting game. She said respect is key to healthy relationships. Getting to know self before you enter in relationship is essential to longevity. Two half
people don't make one whole relationship. Right on, sis. I agree with that, sis.
I agree.
Peace, Christy.
Peace, Christy.
So this is my last thing. We get ready to wrap up because it's 11 o'clock. But I gotta say this. Some point next week, we do gotta talk about things that, and we get to the Black Love segment of this. How do you move on when someone has betrayed you in a relationship? And I'm talking about not put the toilet seat down and you fell on the toilet seat or something like that. No. But I'm talking about betrayal in terms of, say, if somebody, you married them and you thought they had other kids, or they were cheating on you the whole fucking marriage, or they turned out to be on the down low, or real shit. Not no like, I don't like your mom. Yeah, like I don't like your mother-in-law and shit. Like nobody get fun. But how do we really? You know what I'm saying? Well, how do we really? And what makes a person stay after betrayal? And how do you like not? Cause I ain't gonna front. I like the person to be like, I'm done, and then I'm like, this motherfucker got the audacity. Like I'll come back to it because I'm really. It still bothers me. How do you move on from that so that when it happens again, you don't go immediately back to that?
When are we talking about this?
Next week.
Okay. Y'all hear that?
Next week. And I need to really hear from some people that's going to really talk about what that is. Because I think that's a part of the healing in our community.
Yeah. And can we also,
yes,
can we put it on a romantic level and a non-romantic level too?
Yes. I'll take that. Okay. I'll take that. But I was just saying in terms of marriage. And I do want to say this. The other question is, do we think that institutions around spirituality that we belong to, are they obligated to help us find, and I'm saying us as the people who attend those things, mates?
Okay. And then
I'm just saying.
Okay. Also, too, if we got some, you guys have some topics that you want us to discuss, can you send it to us? Mm-hmm. Send it to us.
And I hope y'all like the new way we set up the. I like it. It looks good on here. It looks like we sitting with on Sunday, sitting in the living room because we kind of look like in the living room.
Yeah.
I like the way we're mentioning.
I like it.
Yeah. This is a nice little setup right here.
We should.
I felt good. I hope y'all can hear us over the church since we got the mics up. That's why the mics is gonna be part of the answer to that.
Right.
Because you can't stop people.
Oh, can we talk about June 9th right quick?
Yeah, what's June 9th?
So June 9th, we bring in David Banner here.
Oh, June 9th. Yes. Okay, we're in May. Whew.
I'm sorry, because and speaking of May, let me rewind back. Okay. Let me rewind back. This Friday, Boys in the Hood Book Club is going to have a special presentation by James West. The young boys are going to learn about the power of melanin. So even if your boys have never ever been to Boys in the Hood Book Club, please bring them to the book club this Friday at 6:30. I think that Black boys and girls really will show up different in school and not feel as inferior if they know what kind of power they rocking. So Ra is going to deliver that this Friday. Also, girl, I'm drawing a
David
blank.
Banner. David Banner.
Okay.
June 9th. I gotta post it up.
David Banner, June 9th. He is coming. He will be at Health Professions. Tickets are on sale now. You can pick up tickets at Hidden Gem Thrift Store, 2245 Florin Road, suite number 12. You could also hit up Mr. Axius directly. You can hit up Olivia Reed. You can hit up Earth Mama Healing, and you can hit up Dana Maisha, and you can get your ticket. But I'm gonna tell you now, the tickets are getting ready to go up. So you want to be a part of this. Also, it's going to be an experience. It's going to be vendors there. There'll be food. It's going to be a great experience. Also, just to rewind back to May 25th at 2251 Florin Road, there are going to be barbecue wars. North versus the South. I'm gonna tell you now, the South is the champion right now, and I think the North is trying to get their title back. So that's gonna be a free event. Come on out, March 25th.
Right on. I just want to also announce that the 9th annual Quality of Life Road Trip will be taking place. Javon, I'm gonna call you because I'm buying a ticket to fly into there for your Juneteenth, but I had to do the trips I have to work. And so we're not going to be able to leave until June 25th. And it's going June 25th to July 26th. And if you don't know much about the annual Quality Life Road Trip, is where I take young women and we travel about the whole U.S. and Canada. We'll be releasing, sending out a press release. We'll be going to 25 states, 25 states, through 25 states, stopping in 25 cities, some there or another. And Canada, that includes Canada too. So we're going to Canada.
Donate? You taking
Oh,
donations?
please, yes, definitely taking them because this is something that we raise. I raise all of this money. I think this is the investment in girls and women's leadership, and I think we got to get in the habit of really showing our girls, not by getting their hair done and buying a bunch of material shit that depreciate as soon as you pick it up off the rack. But this, I tracked young ladies who've gone through, and they've done incredible work since the road trip. Finishing up their education, being in their communities, being active. And this is an investment, y'all.
Yeah.
We have to invest in our young folks, and particularly our young girls. Because let me tell you something, you impact a boy, you impact the boy. If you impact the girl, you impact the nation. However you want to say that. We are the root of this whole thing. Because if we say no more life is coming, or or how we live our lives, how we impact with each other, how we treat each other, that comes straight out of the Black woman's womb. And that starts with the Black girl. So if you want to support, please reach out to us, Earth Mama Healing, love@gmail.com, or call me here at 916-706-2838, or you can email me at earthmamahealinglove@gmail.com, or visit our website, www.emhnetwork.org, courtesy of our dear sister Alika, who built the website for me. So family, that's all I got to say this week.
And what's going on with the radio broadcast, Dr. Strong? How can
We support? Yeah, how
We
people can
support.
check in with you.
Yes, so Tea Time with Dr. Camelia Strong airs on ETA Radio via the Live 365 app. And when you download the Live 365 app, then you type in ETTA ETA, and we air Monday through Friday at 10 a.m.
Right on.
10 a.m. and then again at 9 p.m. And this is all
So
Pacific
it's
time.
Monday through Friday, twice a day?
Yes.
Right
So how
on.
do you support that? How do you sponsor that? Are you taking donations? What's going on?
You know what, Dana? We'll need to sit down and talk about that because you know you're the guru on that one.
Right on.
Because you know, here's the thing, and Rolanda tells me all the time, sometimes you don't even say this stuff, but I am a teacher. That's my lane. So a lot of the other stuff that you guys see me like, oh, she did so good. But my sisters, they say, look here, you need to be doing a little bit more. You know, figure this out, figure that out, because I'm a teacher. So I do the research, I read. When she mentions stuff, I go, I watch, I read, I incorporate, I do what I do. To be honest, I had never thought about that. On my own, I am working to get the numbers up so that
people will say, "Oh, you know what? There are people listening to her show, so let me do my advertising there." You see,
Right on.
that part I'm working on, but actually asking or knowing that, oh, you know what, you should get sponsorship so that you can, be able to really carve out time to perfect and
Right
get
on.
that part. See, listen, manifest. God knows what you need. You put the people in
Right on.
place, and so that's something I'll start looking at. Thank you.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
family. I'm glad y'all had a great show. I definitely had a great show. This is
I
great.
had a
love
great
this.
time. I
This was
love
good.
sitting with
This
my
was
sisters,
good.
y'all.
Me too.
Our only
Yeah.
thing is sometimes I forget we live.
But that's how it's supposed to be, though.
That's how it's supposed to be. I think.
Yeah, we're supposed to get in for real, for real.
For real.
For real. I
This
hope
is
you
not
guys-
scripted.
No, it definitely, as you can tell. I hope you guys have a great week. And I wish you and your family peace and love. And I wish you well on your grind, hustle, and flow. If there's a way that we can support you,
Please let us know.
Let us know. Yes.
You have a
yes.
flyer, an event going on. I know I shared a couple things on my Facebook page. I don't always get a chance to download everything I want to. I know that the aging, Black women aging or something like that, they're having an event.
Mhm.
Like I try to post as many things as I can in my Facebook, but I don't always remember to download them. So I'm so sorry about that. But y'all send it our way
Let us
anyway.
know.
There's
Yeah,
always
please.
events and stuff going on. Y'all take care. Peace. We're not off here yet.
that's okay. We're not going to start talking crazy.
Hold on, I gotta stop all the other ones. Did y'all see how?
Thank you
Did
so
y'all,
much.
did y'all see our graphics though?
Okay,
Yes,
we
girl,
was
they was
like,
on row.
I'm proud of my goddamn self. Shit.
okay, I know that's right.
I had to
y'all.
grab. Look, bro, I even made it to be big and go back to being small. Y'all see
I
that?
know, I saw that.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, look at this broadcaster.
I was like,
Yeah.
don't freak out, don't freak out. I was like, what we
Oh,
at?
I'm touching the screen. This ain't a
Then,
touch
then
screen.
it got small.
Yeah,
I
I
was like,
think I'm
okay,
crazy,
go
but I
on.
got to go. Yeah.
No, y'all